Hello, welcome back to another video, another speed build in The Sims 4. And for this speed build, I was inspired by a picture I saw on the internet while I was looking for references on Pinterest. And I came across this image. I will put it up on the screen. It's like a modern building that has these wooden structures on top. And I thought it was a really cool concept. And so I tried to kind of recreate that idea into The Sims, but I thought it would be a good idea to make this into like an eco village. And I thought, For Rent is almost coming out. It's out by the time this has been posted. And I thought it would be good, or it would be cool to make a build that had these wooden structures on top. And I decided I wanted to make some rentals like this and turn the rentals into like a living community or an eco community, eco living. I really like concepts like that. And so I pretty much just replicate these wooden boxes like around the lot, and I basically used the tool mod to replicate them just because the process of doing it like one by one was a bit time consuming, and so the tool mod just allows me to copy and like paste, and I had to tweak it sometimes because it's not 100% accurate. I mean, it is accurate, but it just depends on where you click for the places to spin. And I, of course, wanted it to have green spaces. And my idea for this was to create a self-sufficient type of living and community living. So I thought it was a good idea to include those green spaces inside the lot, so have some of these labs or these outside spaces to be just grass and have trees. And basically I do some tall like cubes, if you can call them that. And I put trees because, as I said, I wanted it to be just self-sufficient. And this part here becomes, in the end, one of the community spaces. And I do add a lot of community spaces in the end. And I also do this in a lot of those balconies, which is to make some privacy. I use plants mostly, just because they are so close together and it has a lot of windows. So I try to cover the balconies and here I am swapping the stairs where they were before. I had to make sure that they could access that community space that I was talking about. And after that, I think this is when I start, because I was placing 5x5s, so this whole lot I made by just copying and pasting a 5x5 box. And so here is when I am trying to figure out the floor plan. So this build ends up having 6 units, 3 on the ground floor and 3 on the upper floor, or the first floor. And it has 4 floorings in total. But the third is just community rooms and utility rooms, stuff like that. And then the fourth is actually just one room. It ends up being like a library, if you can call it that. It has some bookcases and a computer. But yeah, the point was to have a lot of community spaces, so the Sims can hang out. I think that's a really cool aspect of this build. And here I am just putting some greenery on these green spots that I mentioned I wanted to include. And at this point, I still didn't have the idea of doing the quote-unquote green waterfall, which is an idea that I have as I am building or as I am decorating. And here I'm swapping the doors for these island living doors. I just thought they looked better and the color matched the windows, the eco lifestyle windows, better. And I'm putting some wooden slabs as well on these green spots, just to frame them and make the build seem more in harmony. And now I'm figuring out the floor plan for all of the units, and it wasn't actually that hard, just because since they are 5x5 boxes, they came together pretty easily. I think some of them have a few changes, so it doesn't exactly look like this at the end, but pretty much that's they look like the finished product. And since these units on the ground floor are bigger, I made them into more family homes. So that means they have at least 2 bedrooms, all of them, and then all 3 of them. Then on the second floor, which is what we are seeing here now, they mostly have 1 bedroom. And this was before the pack for rent came out. So I basically colored the units with different flooring, just so I could know where each unit should go, or where I wanted to go before the pack came out. And right here is when I decided, you know what, I want to make a kind of green waterfall. So I wanted to look like the plants and bushes and flowers are just crawling up or down in the side of the building. I love greenery. I love playing with greenery in builds. So this was something that I really liked doing. And I'm just putting some more plants and landscaping in part. And as I said, I wanted it to be very sustainable and self-sufficient. So it just makes sense to have a lot of spaces. This here ends up being like a kids area. I thought it would be so good if the kids that live in the building just came together and played together. I thought it would be really cool. And this is when I was struggling to like find a way to make the entrance look cool. So I used one of those green wall decors, and I just rotated it with the tool mod. Then I placed like a sign on top or in front of it, and I thought it was on brand for the build, like a lot of greenery and some wooden slabs, and called it a day. This space right here ends up being a laundry room, and I thought, you know what, I see in American shows, in New York apartments, they have like these basements with washing machines where they do their laundry, and I think it's a really good way of like interacting with your neighbors. So I thought I just had to include that in this build, since it is a community living and also, you know, an eco living. I thought it was a good idea. And here is where I placed the trash cans, of course with recycling as well. We can forget that on a build like this. And we already had for rent here, and this I turned into a greenhouse because of all the eco living. I was trying to do something on the outside, like more landscaping, maybe a patio area, but I scratched it in the end just because it was looking, I couldn't make it work. And so basically I came up with the idea of turning this into a self-sufficient living community, meaning that they don't exactly need to go out to live here. So they can just grow everything they produce, or they can just eat everything they produce. And I didn't include the juice machine in the end, but that is something that you can include. That's up to you. Of course, I had to use bikes for this build since, that's probably how their preferred method of transportation, even though there aren't any cars in The Sims. We'll have to include it. And I do some landscaping around the lot just to make it seem more blended in with the world itself. And I built this in Copperdale. So I just filtered by the high school pack and used some of the bushes and flowers, trees from around the world, and tried to make it look like it actually fits the world. And I love these like lilac flowers. They look so good. And I put a bunch of greenery, just landscape it overall. And then I used some terrain paint, layered terrain paint with the stones and some dirt. Make it seem more, I don't know, just used. And I put that little market tent there. I thought it would be fun also if they sold the produce that they make in this lot. I think it's a way to make money. And I thought it would be fun to do that. And now we move on to furnishing the apartments. This is the first we're doing, and it's a family apartment. I absolutely love green kitchens. I'm obsessed, and I think I've always been. So we have some green accents throughout this unit, and I love those shelvings. I love the concept of having no cabinets and just the shelves there. And we do put a good amount of clutter in this build just because I wanted it to look a little bit more lived in, especially being a family home with kids and all that. I think it makes sense to have a little bit more clutter, but I also wanted to make it look simple and clean. And those open doors, I forget which pack they are from now. Those open doors, they look really, really good. And just looks like there's always fresh air coming in. And this is the spot I found for the dining area by the entrance. And I wanted to do a round table, which I don't do very often, just because they require a lot of space. And I put this rug. It's not something I've used before like that, but you know what? It's a family home, so let's make it a little bit more quirky by adding that in. This is the parents' bedroom. There are hints of green, and I also wanted to include some plants, but without overdoing it. And of course, we use these curtains from the Desert Lux pack. They are my absolute favorite. And overall, I keep the bedrooms simple, just like this one. And I love this, I forget what it's called, from the new pack. I think it looks so good. And then for the kids' bedroom, it only has a little window, but I think it works. I was inspired by the painting that's on the wall there. So I wanted to include some uh, yellows, reds, and oranges. I think it looked good in the end. A little bit more cluttered because since it's a kid's bedroom, I also wanted to make it look like it had been furnished by the kid. I think it adds a lot more personality and makes it, just more realistic in my opinion. Because a kid's bedroom is always a way for them to express themselves. And now we move over to the second family unit. This one, I use more yellows and blues. And I imagine that a kid also lives here. I make another bedroom for parents and for a kid. And the layout is very open floor. So we have the kitchen, then we are going to have dining, and then the living room. I really like this floor plan here, just because in family homes, I think it makes so much sense to have open plan, especially if your kids like hanging out in the living room. Then you can be in the kitchen prepping like dinner and stuff, and you can always keep an eye on them. And also you have the view for the patio area, so you can always keep an eye on them. But since it's a closed community, I think in terms of security, it's all good. And I love this TV that looks like a painting. It adds a charm. And I included some bowls for like a pet, maybe a cat or a dog. I didn't include anything else, no bed, because I thought that would depend on the type of pet you have. But that's easy to add in. And this is the parents' bedroom. I added a little bit of green again, just so not to repeat a lot of the colors in the living area. And I added a neutral rug. I think it looked good here, and I cluttered a little bit. And then we moved to the kids' bedroom. There's more orange and yellow and blue. I put some posters on the wall. Again, I wanted it to look like the kid actually makes the room feel like their own. And I add some few other things, which we can see in the end. And this is the third and last bedroom on this level. And it is really different from the other ones. So I wanted to make it very minimal, minimalism at its extreme. And I do this because I think it's one way of being eco-friendly. So you have very little possessions, but also minimalism, at least when it boomed. I remember it was very, not bleak, but it was, I think, very bland. A lot of whites, a lot of neutrals, a lot of creams, and not a lot of pops of color. And personally, this is not my favorite style. I like minimalism as a concept, but I need more color. But it was a fun challenge because I tried so hard not to add any colors because I wanted to keep this as a really clean apartment. So the bedrooms have little furniture, very minimal. Both of them actually. And then I do a third room, which is like a streamer room. And I thought that would be cool. Maybe they work from home, maybe they are social media influencers. Maybe they do stuff on minimalism. And this is the first bedroom from upstairs. It's very run down, but it doesn't look like this in the end. And I think it would be better for us to jump into the game and see what the final build looks like. So this is what the build looks like. And this is on the side of the quote-unquote waterfall. This is the back of it. And this is the side of the build. So if we go through the front door, we go into the area where the mailbox is. And we have some certificates and stuff like that, the for rent sign there. Over here we have some community, I would assume, some community votes and stuff like that, events happening. Over here is the garbage room. And then here is the greenhouse. This is what it looks like. I put some plants on already, so you can have some when you enter the game or the build a lot. And then through here, this is the first landing, you could say that. And we have the 3 apartments. We can go into this one first. This is the blue, yellow apartment. This is what it looks like. We have the parents' bedroom, really simple. And then back out in the corridor, if we go through this door, we have the kids' bedroom. So this is what it looks like. And then through the corridor to the last door, we have the bathroom. So I put just a little clutter. This is what it looks like. Back in the hallway, if we go down until this last door, we go into the minimal apartment. So it's very white. Through this door, we go into the first bedroom. Very simple, not a lot of decoration. It has its own balcony. And then if we go out again onto the living area, on this door we have a shared bathroom, also very simple, very clean. And if we move on to this door, this is the recording space that I mentioned earlier about where they can make streams or videos and create content. Maybe they are content creators. And then if we go through this last door, we have the second bedroom, which is also very clean, a lot of light colors. This bedroom has a private bathroom, and this is what it looks like. Back again into the hallway, if we go through this last door here, we have another apartment. This is what it looks like. And this is the kitchen with access to the outside area. Through here we have just a simple bathroom, has everything you need. And through this corridor to the left, we have another shared bathroom. Here, opposite is the parents' bedroom, or what I assume is to be the parents' bedroom. This is what it looks like. And through this last door is the kids' bedroom. I like the colors in here. And lastly, this is the living area of this unit. Very simple, not a lot of decor, but you can customize it to your own liking. And it also has access to the outside. Back in the hallway, we can go up the stairs, and we have this landing here. And we have the 3 other units, but before, let's look at this shared area. When you go out, this is what it looks like. It has some planters, a lot of greenery, and this style, I didn't know it came in this watch, so that was a surprise. It comes also in yellows and oranges, which I thought was really cute. And it has another sitting area, and I used this as a center table. And we can check this unit first. So this one is the very rundown unit. As you can see, it has a lot of things that need maintenance and maybe some cleanups. Let's go through here, which is the bathroom. And clothes on the floor. And you know, the sim that lives here is very tidy. As you can see, there is a bunch of stuff around. I assume that this sim is very eco-friendly in a way that it upcycles stuff, recycles a lot of materials. And lastly, we have the bedroom, which I didn't clutter as much, but still wanted to give that rundown vibe. And this is what it looks like. Now let's go to the second apartment, and this one is smaller as well. So if we go through this door, we have one of the bedrooms, which has a glass ceiling. And I'm not sure how I would feel about this, but this is what it looks like. Very pastel, very colorful. Out again, we're on the living room. I wanted this apartment to be more of a plant lover, you know, eco-friendly as well. Ah, that's clipping through the ceiling. We'll fix that in a second. There we go. And then over on this corner, you have two more doors. On the left, you have another bedroom. Very simple. Love this dresser. And then on the last door, we have the bathroom. Now we only have one unit missing, so let's tour it. This is what it looks like. I wanted to have a lot of blacks and whites, very monochrome. This is the kitchen, the lounge area. Then through this door, we have the bathroom, a small one, but all black as well. And lastly, we have the bedroom here. It has the same color palette than the rest of the apartment, so I wanted to have a whole black and white theme. But it's not over yet. If we go through the stairs again, we get to the kids area, which has some activities for the kids to do, has this outside area for them, and then it has also a bathroom. And through this door, you have the utility room, so I put generators here, I put the electrical, you know, just where you store all of the things that make the place run. It has a balcony with a candle maker. Then through this glass door, we have the laundry. Here we have the place where you can hang your clothes. You can even hand wash them. And through here, we have the barbecue area. Now, let's go to the last floor. As I said, very simple. Just a place where you can use the computer if you don't have one. And also a lounge area here at the top with this amazing view. But yeah, I hope you guys liked this build. If you did, let me know. I would love to know your opinions, and I want to thank you for all the love on my last video. That was really unexpected, and I'm so grateful for all the comments, for all of your kind words, even about my voice, which makes me feel reassured. Thank you so much for watching. My idea is Cats Against Crime, and I will see you on the next video. Bye bye.